In your reality, time feels linear. Past, present, future. From where I stand, it is not. It fractures. I have watched entire worlds rise from a single decision. In your world, one mind learned to look beyond. Elias, the sharpest intellect your reality ever produced. To cross the multiverse, he created Kai, a bridge between what was and what could have been. Every day, they uncover new realities born from a single question. This is what they discovered most recently.
Sometimes, I pick up a textbook and I feel the delay in our shared knowledge, the gaps in the books that stop circulating. Is there a reality where that pause never happened and the flow of classical learning and trade never stopped?
She walks through a morning market that is familiar and not familiar at the same time. Marina buys bread, but the stall labels are trilingual. A local dialect, classical Greek, and a Western vernacular. The university library is 2 blocks away. Manuscripts sit in open cabinets next to printed editions, and a public workshop across the square posts a notice for a colloquium on hydraulics referencing Archimedes and Arab treatises. Ships come up the estuary with silk and paper, and the harbor is a patchwork of Italian, Levantine, and Anatolian flags. For her, science is ordinary. Apprentices learn from copies of ancient mathematical commentaries that never left circulation. And craftsmen keep models and plans in public cabinets, so knowledge is visible and usable. The street plans preserve channels for small boats and pipelines, because the technical knowledge to build them was transmitted continuously. Municipal schools, merchant guilds, and religious foundations all share curatorial roles for manuscripts and printed catalogs.
What strikes me is how mundane those differences feel. Trilingual signs, a library within walking distance. In that timeline, which institutions keep the manuscripts alive? Who curates them?
Municipal schools, merchant guilds, and religious foundations share the curatorial task. Catalogs are printed each season. Cataloging conventions remain standardized across the Mediterranean because exchange never collapsed. Guilds fund copying sessions, and port cities maintain shipwright plans in both text and model form. The effect is broad technical literacy beyond elite circles.
And the maps look different too, I suppose. Does the sea lane through the Black Sea and the Bosporus stay central? Are Western Atlantic routes less dominant?
Maritime traffic is denser through the Bosporus and the Black Sea. Overland and coastal caravans link to multiple ports, so the geopolitical incentive to concentrate resources on a single Atlantic route is reduced for many states. Exploration continues, but investment is more distributed because Eastern trade remains reliable. When did that line diverge? Tell me the decisive moment in concrete terms so I can place it inside a timeline.
The decisive moment occurs during the siege our history marks in the year 1453, but the alternate outcome rests on 3 linked factors. A maritime relief arrives because a league of merchants honors protection contracts. Defenders deploy counter batteries and adapted fortifications based on recently copied Eastern manuals, and diplomatic subsidies from neighboring powers keep supply lines open. Those combined elements turn a siege into a stalemate and preserve the city and its libraries as an active node.
The concrete change, then, is that Constantinople survives the siege of 1453 under terms that keep its institutions intact, allowing continuous copying, teaching, and trade. From that branching point, the flow of texts and techniques remains unbroken. In the late 15th century, continuous manuscript circulation accelerates the diffusion of mathematical and medical commentaries into Western universities. In the 16th century, workshops and shipyards exchange techniques openly. Civic catalogs and guild copying programs standardize transmission. By the 17th century, municipal waterworks, public workshops, and learned societies that include Eastern scholars become visible features of many cities. In the 18th and 19th centuries, industrial and technical capacity is more distributed along the Mediterranean and Black Sea littorals because accumulated know-how and coastal trade remain competitive. Paths of technological development differ rather than uniformly accelerate. Applied mechanics and hydraulics shape public works and urban services more than in our timeline. By the 20th century, the alternate present shows broader public access to printed technical catalogs, multilingual curricula, and civic expectations of practical literacy. In our reality, those resources are more concentrated in elite institutions, so the everyday distribution of technical competence differs markedly.
Yes, when continuity of knowledge is preserved at a civic level, change accumulates rather than spikes. The difference is not a single burst of invention, but the sustained transmission of texts, techniques, and trained hands across generations. For everyday life, that means easier access to applied knowledge in local institutions and a stable expectation that practical learning is public.
If this wasn't the only timeline you'd like to visit, subscribe.